Continuing on with my video game environment series, here's my top 5 underwater stages and areas in video games. Hopefully this is apparent from the title, but this is my list of favorites. This is heavily influenced by my own subjectiveness and biases, but I will try to explain as thoroughly as I can why each area appeals to me. Also, I will be upfront with the fact that I am a Nintendo fanboy, and as such, most entries are going to be from those games. However, I am limiting it to 1 entry per series for each video, otherwise certain series would dominate these rankings. I'm going to touch on aesthetics, level design, and music. Without any further ado, let's go! At number 5, we have Coral Capers from Donkey Kong Country. Here we have the pumpkin spice latte of water levels, the popular, oh that one's not that bad level, but for good reason. While water levels are usually hated for being stress-inducing, horrific movement, labyrinth-exploring nightmares, Coral Capers is a calming, no-hurry exploration level. There's no time limit, and for some reason DK and Diddy can hold their breath forever. To swim, you just tap on the button to make DK go higher. This level takes everything about water levels and tells it to relax. The level is filled with coral reef corridors that you make your way through with a deep blue background with the ocean floor fading into the distance. It can seem like a maze at first, but branching paths either lead to bananas or just loop back to the main path, so it's not too confusing. There's an awesome animal ally called On Guard the Swordfish, who makes swimming even more enjoyable. Enemies include bite sizes, chomps, clambos, and the invincible croctopuses. The music is the highlight of the stage, with a soothing, therapeutic melody that almost feels like it's meant to drift you to sleep. There are a couple issues with this level, mostly visual. Even for the time period, the enemy sprites look bad, especially the croctopus. It looks like it was copy and pasted in. Also, some hidden areas are behind corals that you can simply pass through, but they look no different from solid coral walls. The camera can pan a little slow at times, and that can cause you to get hit by a surprise enemy. But these negatives pale in comparison to the positive movement, theme, and tone this level provides. Next at number 4, we have Great Bay Temple from Majora's Mask. This one I know people will have a problem with. I see more hate for this level than the Ocarina Water Temple, but I actually greatly enjoy this water pump factory. Comparing to other water dungeons in the series, Ancient Cistern is fantastic, but most of the dungeon is not a water habitat. Lakebed Temple is fine, but not as memorable for me. Swamp Palace is an abomination, so it really comes down to Great Bay versus Water Temple. And I enjoy the changing water pump direction mechanic more than the raising and lowering water level mechanic. This dungeon has a large series of pipes that pump or change the water's direction, and they're all brightly colored, which doubles as a way to make this stage look awesome and as a way to remind you which pipes correspond with which direction. Reversing the direction of the water opens up a different series of rooms in sections unreachable in the rooms where the current was going in the other direction. It really gives this stage a submerged industrial setting rather than a solely aquatic environment. The music plays right into this with metallic clanging sounds right out of a factory mixed in with foreboding low tunes you'd expect from a water level. This stage makes great use of the Zora Link transformation, which makes swimming a delight, although not so much in the 3DS remake. Enemies include Biodeku Babas, Skullfish, Octoroks, and Shellblades. It also houses 2 mini-bosses, Wart, who is an annoyance, and Gecko with the Mad Jelly, which incorporates your newly acquired ice arrows. The dungeon boss, Gyorg, is a giant fish who basically just tries to knock you into the water and eat you. Detriments to this level include the aforementioned Wart, and the fact that even with the color-labeled pipes, it can still be confusing which way you need the water running, and heaven forbid you miss something and you have to go back to the water control room in the beginning to flip the direction. Zora Link really makes this dungeon enjoyable personally though, as it blows having to take the iron boots on and off out of the water. I'm sure this choice is unpopular, but Great Bay's Temple is Zelda's aquatic masterpiece. Coming in at number 3 is Meridia from Super Metroid. It almost feels like I'm cheating to put this on the list. Yes, it's an almost exclusively underwater area, but because of the gravity suit, Samus' movement is the same as if she was on land. But it's exactly that freedom of movement that helps make Meridia enjoyable. Aesthetically, this is probably the weakest entry on the list. Dull colors and a slightly dark environment in base Meridia, and the quicksand-filled sandy Meridia. Meridia has many branching and interconnecting paths that make it a great example of the exploration Metroidvania levels provide. This, coupled with a map that shows where you have and haven't been, helps keep it from becoming an aggravating maze. This area is filled with weapon expansion and power-ups that give incentive to wander about some, so you're never feeling like straying from the main path is aimless. Enemies are mostly marine-based, fish, turtle, and shrimp-like. There are also space pirates and their failed attempts at cloning Metroids called Mocktroids, and Meridia's mini-boss, Botswoon. The main boss, Dragon, is an absolute nightmare that will attempt to ensnare Samus in its arms and stab her to death with its tail. Dragon can be defeated through conventional means, or by electrocution, which I highly recommend. Music for Base Meridia is a slow, haunting melody that is both calming and unsettling at times. Part of the allure of aquatic environments is the freedom of exploration, and this area nails it. In second place, we have Hydro City Act 2 from Sonic 3. Yes, I know it's probably Hydrocity, but Hydro City sounds way better to me. This one breaks the mold of the previous entry by being energetic and speed focused. Normally water levels are the absolute worst in Sonic games because not only can Sonic not swim, his drowning warning sound is aneurysm inducing. But Hydro City Zone quickly cycles you in and out of the water, and doesn't let you get too sick of any particular area. Several water sections will have the current sweep you up as you try to hang on for dear life, while other sections will have you speeding across the top of the water's surface like a boss. There are plenty of water shields that not only keep Sonic from drowning, but reflect certain projectiles and give him a high bounce attack. This zone seems to take place in a large stone reservoir, with many of the components of the stage seeming almost water park-like, with slides and twist loops. Musically, this stage matches its fast-paced action with a very jazzy and upbeat song, very counter to the dreary you normally hear in water levels. Enemies include Blastoids, Jaws, and Poindexters. Act 2 ends with Dr. Eggman and his water spout machine, where you have to fight in waist-deep water while he hovers just out of reach. He cycles through dropping bombs and spinning his propeller to cause a water vortex to rise and suck Sonic in. This propeller hurts, but you can use the top of the vortex as a platform as it subsides to jump and hit Eggman. It's definitely not your typical water stage, but maybe that's what makes it so enjoyable. And gold medal goes to Donut Secret 1 from Super Mario World. For a Mario stage, I usually hate anything underwater, especially in the 3D games, but for some reason 2D Mario doesn't need to breathe air, not that I'm complaining. This bright blue stage has gray stone pathways and purple structures in the background. The stage is filled with green and red Cheep Cheeps that are a hazard but won't actively attack you, which is not the case for Rip Van Fish, which will awaken and chase you like a bat out of you-know-where. The musical theme of Super Mario World's water levels is one of my favorite songs in the whole series. It's a jolly yet slowed version of the main theme of the game, and it transforms this water level into a delight. If you keep the P-switch from earlier in the level near the end, there are some blocks that can be passed by to grab a key to unlock the secret for this area. I think what I love about this level most is its simplicity. It's not designed to punish, confuse, or slow down the player, just for a change of pace, and it keeps everything fresh for what is already a fantastic game. So what did you think of the list? Who did I leave off? Who shouldn't be on here? Let me know in the comments below. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, please drop a like, subscribe, follow on various social media in the description below. Keep an eye out for more biome rankings in the future, and as always, have a blessed day.